Hello and welcome to Burn Everything! Today we're gonna talk about the importance of the system. There is some people out there who doesn't understand the importance of the system. Some people even consider it a slur. Today I'm gonna explain why the term's important. Example 1. I'm in good term with most of my ex, but there's one of them. I often talk about my love life and my frequentation in my relationship. And she often take offense when I use the cis term to describe partner that I have that are actually cis compared to my other partner that are trans. And she take a great offense that I use the cis term to make the distinction. But if I don't use the cis term to make the distinction, what term I'm supposed to use? Am I supposed to say real girl? Normal girl? You see, to refuse the use of the term cis is to tacitly admit that there is trans people and normal people. And we can't have that. We can't have that. Example 2. So I have a young relative. She trying to understand what's happening with me, and she asked all kinds of questions. She wondered why I want to become a woman. But here's the fun fact. I'm not becoming a woman. I was born a woman in a man's body. And technically I was always a woman. I just decided to live my life as a woman recently, because that's what I am. I just happened to be born in a boy's body. That's a man's body. And I must admit, I'm quite comfortable with that. I'm quite comfortable with being a trans person. I must admit, I am quite comfortable with that. I'm quite comfortable being a trans person. And she answered that I will never be a real girl. Technically, she's right. But once again, she's young, she doesn't have access to the proper resources, and she doesn't have the tool to understand what I'm going through. What she really wants to say is that I will never be a cis girl. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I never be a cis girl. I'm a trans woman, trans and proud. That's what I am. But that young relative of mine doesn't have the tool that will help her understand gender identity problem. That's why the term cis is important. Example 3. Woo! Example 3. In 2008, a trans man gave birth to his first child. He then proceeded to have two other ones. Once again, some people took offense in that and say, real men cannot have babies. Once again, just a problem of semantic. When they say real man, they mean cis man. And in a way they are right. So far, a cis man cannot have a baby. But a trans man, it's totally normal and natural that they have baby. Most trans men doesn't want to have a child if they have the equipment to do it. So why not? That's wonderful. The term cis doesn't come out of nowhere. It comes from the Latin, which mean on the same side, which is opposition to trans. That means across the other side. There are terms that are used in chemical science and biochemical science, and it's Latin. You know, ancient language. It's always been there. The main problem is that like many other cases, the majority will think themselves as some sort of default mode. They're the default mode. They're not the default mode, they're the majority. But for that majority, sometimes it can be difficult to imagine that they can be part of a category or type of person. Because, you know, categories for the others. The weirdos. The abnormal. Burn everything! burn everything!